What is up, NCK fam? It's Nelle back in with another video. So today I'm going to do a Q&A about my experience abroad. Today, I have a little assistant holding the camera. I have a camera woman here. Mama Nelle, say hi. Say hi to the people. Okay, she's shaking her now. Okay, so I have questions here on my laptop, and I'm just going to answer the questions you guys had for me about my time abroad. I posted on Instagram for you guys to ask me questions, and you did. So here we go. So first question. What classes did you take, and how were they different from Smith? Okay, so so at the Sede, there were 4 classes that you could take, and you're supposed to pick 3. So there was sustainable foods one, there was art history, there was fashion design, and then there was the mandatory literature and film one. So I took the mandatory literature and film one. I took art history and fashion design. And then the 4th class was a class at the university, and for that class I took international human rights law. How are they different from Smith? So for the classes at the Sede, you only had the midterm and a final. That's all you had to worry about. So that was pretty chill. And for the university, you only had the final exam at the end. So, I mean, I guess I didn't take that class because I left since I'm here. But basically, yeah, that's all you had to do. That's how they were different from Smith, whereas you had a midterm, final, homework, papers, yada, yada. We didn't really have that. So next question. What was it like being Black in Europe? Okay, so before going to Italy, wait, why are you moving? Before going to Italy, I thought my experience would be worse than what it was, but it was actually like pretty chill. I thought people would be like looking at me like, oh no, she black, she black. But no, that's not really what happened. Like, there are Black people around me all the time. You know, the immigration situation there. So there were just a lot of immigrants from Africa there, and it was chilling. The only thing that people was like looking at me for was like my hair. They would come up to me and be like, wow, your hair is so big, it's so beautiful, can I touch it? And I'm but it wasn't that bad. It's bad, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. But the Black people was the ones who like really came up to me and asked me like where I was from, but it wasn't really much of the Italians asking me like, oh, where are you from, this and that and that. So that's fine. Okay, what was the food situation? How was the food and living situation? So the food was good, to be honest. You know, like when you gas something up and like when you actually get it and it's like, oh, okay, like this is what I was gassing up. Like, but it was good. A little gassed, but it was good. No, I like Italian food. Don't get me wrong. But I'm like, okay. Like the pizza, I don't know. It was good, but I wasn't like, oh my gosh, you know. It was good. The living situation was good. I lived with a host family, and in that family, there was another girl from the States who lived with me. So like my host sister, and we was chilling. It was nice. Everybody was nice. It was no issues, no problem. It was smooth sailing all along. We cooked together, as you saw. We danced. Like the host parents, they would bring their family and friends around us, and we just chill, mingle. It was good. It was good. It was good. Was living abroad expensive? Not really. So before you go abroad, make sure that you talk to your schools, study abroad office to make sure that you know all the funds that's available for you. Okay. So we have this thing called the airplane stipend, and depending on what your financial need is, they will give you money to help for your airplane ticket. So my airplane ticket was maybe like round trip, maybe like 800 something. I bought it like at different times. I didn't buy like round trip one time. I bought like coming and then going. The only reason that I did that was because you needed to buy your ticket to go first, And then usually after that, that's all you needed to show to the Italian consulate. And they would approve you for your visa. But for this time, the Italian consulate needed to see my ticket to come back to the United States to make sure I wasn't going to stay. So that's why I had to buy my ticket afterwards. But yeah, it wasn't really that expensive. It was $800. But with the airplane stipend that I was telling you before, they covered it for $600. So in total, I only paid $200 for a round trip ticket to Italy. So that was airplane. The Italian consulate to get my visa was $65. So yeah, that was that. Okay, guys. Shh, let's keep it secret. Shh. So you're supposed to pay, I was supposed to pay a $500 deposit for the, stop moving. I was supposed to pay a $500 deposit for the university, but I never paid it. So I guess that was supposed to happen, but I never did it, so I don't know. Okay, so food. So the study abroad program, they gave me a food stipend every month that was like 100 something, 135 or something like that. So I never had to pay food out of my own pocket if I like budgeted correctly. So that was good. Everything in Italy is cheap. Like food is cheap. Like you get a big sandwich like this for like $3. Like everything is cheap. So food wasn't really a problem. Like everything is cheap. Everything is cheap. So food wasn't really an issue. And then you can go to the grocery store and like buy your own food and make it, prepare it, or just like buy oranges. There was farmers market, as you guys saw, and that was cheap too. So food wasn't really an issue. And then you get fed, for our program, you get fed breakfast and dinner from your host family. So all you had to do was worry about lunch. $5 a day for lunch, and everything is like $3. You buy a little drink for $1. You was fine. So food, you don't have to worry about that. Okay, trips. So trips is something that you had to pay for. Like say, okay, I wanted to go by myself. That's not a school trip, like by myself. I had to pay obviously my own money. So what did I spend? So I went to Germany. My airplane was like $79. Yeah. So in Italy, it's like cheap to travel like in between the countries in Europe. I should say Europe. So in Europe, it's easy to travel between countries. So that was like cheap as well. I know people who have bought like trips to like different places for like $20, $30 to travel in between Europe. So it's really cheap. And then you can stay at a hostel. I paid $15 for my hostel. Like everything is like cheap in Europe. So ain't really no problem with money. If you know how to budget, yeah, you don't have to be balling to have a good time. Like everything is cheap. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Everything is cheap. Let me see. What else did I pay for? I didn't really buy clothes. Although I did buy 2 leather bags. And then there's like a leather market. And Italy is known for their leather. So like depending where you go, you can get something good for not that much. Let me see. What else did I buy, spend? That's all I could think of. If I can't remember, I'll like put it somewhere on the screen. Okay. Did the Italian speak to you in Did the Italian speak to you in Italian or English when first talking to you? So when I first got there, when I first like met the director from my program, she was speaking to me, well, all of us in English, just so that we wouldn't feel pressured to like, okay, automatically like go into Italian. She was like trying to ease us into it. But there was some people in the program that was like, you know, they wanted to, so they were speaking in Italian, blah, blah, blah. But they spoke to us in English first, and then slowly ease our way back into Italian. But my host family, they were speaking to me in Italian at first, like, hello, how are you? How was your trip? Blah, blah, blah. And then my host mother, she was like, okay, I'll speak to you like in English for like the first 2 weeks to like help you just slowly ease into it, like just like how my director was doing. And then I speak Italian. So she was doing that. And like if I didn't understand it then, she would obviously speak to me in English. Yeah. And like it was interesting because my hostesses that was there, she didn't speak Italian, so my host mother would speak to me in Italian, her in English, and it was just so funny to me all the time. But it was cool though, because she got to learn that way, and I also got to practice my Italian helping her out too, because the host father didn't speak any, I mean, he understood English, but he didn't speak any English. He used to study it, but he didn't really remember too much. So yeah, so that was interesting, like practicing and like all of that. So let's get this moving. What was my favorite dish? I'm gonna be basic. I'm gonna say pesto pasta. That was really good. Yeah. Were you homesick? Yeah. Like for like at the second week mark, I was like, yeah, send me home. And so now I'm here. Like, that's not funny. Okay. What is a primo piatto? So Italians, they eat like in like stages, I want to say. So first, when you having like dinner, you have your primo, and your primo is like your pasta. That's what your primo is, or like yeah, it's your pasta. If you even eating soup, you have to eat like a rice kind of soup or whatever, like your starch. That's what the primo is. Your secondo is like your meat. So chicken, beef, fish, that's your secondo. And then after that, you eat salad. So it's kind of different where you would eat salad first. At the end, you eat salad and fruit and dessert. And then you can have a digestive, which could be like limoncello or like what other kind of alcohol they got. What was your favorite place to visit / where do you wish you have gone? So I only went to Germany. I had 10 places that I wanted to go to. I had like two like a month. So I want to go to Germany, went there, Paris. I wanted to go to Russia. I wanted to go to where do I want to go? Ooh, I want to go to Morocco. I wanted to go to Spain. I wanted to go to Croatia. I wanted to go to where's the other places? Hungary. I wanted to go to what's the other ones that I had on my list? I don't remember exactly because they're in my notes on my phone, which I'm using to record right now, so I can't really get to that. But like once I'm editing this, I will exactly. So I guess Germany has to be my favorite place because that's the only place I went to. But yeah. What are the types of studying abroad and what are the benefits of studying abroad? So there's only like, I guess if you want to call it studying abroad. So I guess if we being like technical and we're saying like studying abroad, meaning away from your school, there's kind of two, but not really. So there's the studying abroad, which is like you're in an international environment, and there's domestic abroad, which is you're still in the US, but you're away from your school. So you could study in like at different universities for the semester, just like how you would at an international level. What are the benefits of studying abroad? You get to immerse yourself in a different environment. You get to blend yourself into a different culture. You get to try foods, travel, just experience life out of the US. Like you will never get this amount of free time like ever again, just to say, hey, I'm about to take 6 months out of the year, 5 months out of the year, 4 months out of the year to go travel and live my life. Like, I guess after you retire, but who want to wait that long? You know what I'm saying? So the benefits of studying abroad is just you get to see the world, honestly, and you get to make new friends, improve your language skills, which is what I went for. Yeah. Those are the benefits. So if you can, please try to study abroad when that time comes. Usually people do it in their junior year, but I know some schools we could do it in your sophomore year. You could do it in your senior year. It just depends on your school. So I would say look into it. Just try to make the most of that experience. Okay, last question. Last question. How did the cultural differences influence my experience? So how did the culture difference from American to Italian? Is that what the question is saying? I guess it just like made me appreciate, even though there are differences, there are still like good things. I mean, obviously there are good things about both cultures, but seeing like how I could incorporate my American experience into the Italian experience and like make that blend. I guess like how blendable it is. I don't know. Just like appreciating the differences. Is this what this question is asking me? How did my cultural differences influence my experience? Oh, okay. So I guess my cultural differences, so being black, how did that influence my Italian experience? Um, I guess being black, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't feel like it was me being black was like a hindrance to my experience overall. I guess I don't know. I can't really think of like an instance where that like really came up where I thought like, oh wow, like I'm really different because of what my culture experience is and to like what the norm is. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Was a tough question. Well, folks, that's all we have time for today. Um, like, comment, subscribe, share this video with all your friends. We'll be back next Monday with another video. So in the meantime, stay home, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. You have anything to say to the people? Okay, bye. Okay, so I was just informed by my camera woman that to the question of where my favorite place to visit, she reminded me of the side trips that we took. So as you guys saw in the vlogs, I went to Venice, I went to Sicily, like we toured Sicily. What else do we do? She didn't want to say nothing. Really went to Venice. Really went to Sicily. Okay, so I guess my favorite place, if we're gonna say that, my favorite place, Palermo. Palermo. If you guys get a chance to go to Sicily, go to Palermo. It's lit. Palermo. That was my favorite place. We were supposed to go to Capri in May. Okay, I guess I also wanted to go to different places in Italy, but the way I answered that question was like an international thing, or intra-Europe thing instead of like in Italy. But yeah, all right. Is there anything else I missed? See you guys.